Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to our farm on Zielonka. I love saying that. Today, well, still the morning. We sold our canola harvest in our last episode, at the end of our last episode. We are sitting just under 100 grand with, 150,000 in loans, which is, is what it is. We can pay that back eventually. I think we're not going to have any trouble there. Let me just check the field. Make sure nothing's changed. We're not... Yeah, all is good in the field, the wheat field. I've been having a look at some of the local fields in the area. There's a few options. You could take a field with a harvest, which I know people tend to advise doing that because then you've got something, a little bit of extra profit on top of the field that you've just bought, which is fine. I don't think that's what we're going to do here today. I want to get some sort of production going. This field 5, I think this is going to be the one. 60,000, which will leave us with nearly 40 grand that we can then buy. I was thinking chickens, but we just don't have food yet. I might have to wait for the wheat harvest before we can get chickens. Otherwise I'd have to buy wheat or barley to feed them. We could get some sheep or some goats, because this field, let's have a look at it. This grass over here, is this mowable? I'm assuming it is. We could mow this grass, turn it into hay, and then feed that to some sheep. It would mean I'd also need to get some more grass care equipment, which... more money, isn't it? I would prefer not to take out more of a loan, but if it comes to it, I can always do that. And then we've got this little bit of field here that we can plant wheat or barley in next time round. And that will be enough to keep chickens. Well, I'd have thought that would have been enough to keep chickens fed year round. Not a massive amount of area. I'm just going to do it. I'm not going to worry about the soil information yet. I'm going to get into... Oh, that's the other thing. While I was looking, I spotted some contracts. Cultivation contracts, which I'm going to just have running in the background while I'm trying to figure out the plan for this production field. If I can line up the tractor properly. I can't wait till episode 100 of one of these series where I actually know how to reverse a tractor. So we can go down there. That's nice. I haven't been that way yet. I briefly played this map before last year sometime, I think. When did this game come out? Whenever this game came out, I bought it straight away. Played on the America map. And then played on this one. Where am I going? Got fairly far in the America one, but as with most of my playthroughs, the bigger the farm gets, the harder it is to keep track and make sure everything's working. And without something behind you to keep you motivated, it's very easy to just drift off into other things. So I ended up coming to Zielonka and leaving that series. I might still have to save. I've got one save file for another map. which I'm pretty sure is the American one, so still got it there. The Zielonka one I deleted when I started this game, because there's no point in having two of them. I was never going to play the same map simultaneously. But like I say, I started way in the south and just sort of stayed there for a bit. Didn't really get off the ground as such, so that's why I came back to it for this series, because you know, I haven't really played it properly. Help on that. Thank you very much, my dear friend. As for this, we are going to mow some grass. And then I guess I should probably get a tedder. Thankfully with tedders, they're very quick to use, so even if I get a small one, I'm not going to be doing it for very long. So if we can do those 2 cultivation contracts today, that's going to be about 8 grand, which is lovely. It's just what you love to see on a cold December morning. Yes, we get grass. Perfect. Okay, so this means I think what we're going to have to do is get some... Ooh, what do I want? Goats or sheep? Ooh. I'm going to have to see what's available, what kind of sheep that they've got. Sheep, you get the wool. Goats, you get the milk. Milk's probably... I'm going to be honest, I don't know which one's better. So I'm just going to go with whatever I like at the time when I'm looking at the animals. I don't think it makes too much of a difference for me at this stage, so... But this area that I'm cutting at the moment, this is where they're going to go. So I need to get all the grass turned into hay and moved before putting anything down, just for efficiency. And then I think the issue then is going to be, where am I getting hay from in the future? I wonder if when you do the mowing contracts, you can collect the grass before completing it. You know, before you turn it in. You're going to have to try that out, I think. I don't actually know what the boundary of this field is. Where am I? I've probably got it there. I'm just going to drop this mower off. And then we'll have a look at what tedders are available. And windrowers. We'll just get the cheapest that we can for now. Because I would love to get some animals in today. So, tedders. Well, that's an easy choice, isn't it? Windrowers. Again, easy choice. What's it working with? 2.5 or 4.7 for slightly more. Forage wagons. Well, we could do it with a lawnmower, a little lawnmower. That's not very efficient. I may end up getting a loan and just buying that, because I think once we get off the ground and we start producing products, the loans are going to come down anyway. You know, we've already made a decent wad of cash from the contracts after buying this tractor, so I mean, granted it's not paid for itself yet, but we're certainly getting there faster by having them. You know, we've got that cultivating going on there. Ideally, that's going to be, what, 8,000 to 9,000 made just from those 2 cultivation contracts today. Which is almost as much as the canola harvest that we sold yesterday. This morning? Yeah, I guess it was this morning. In the last episode. So, it's definitely going to make us money faster. It's just nobody likes to take loans, do they? Because it means you owe someone. But in this game, like I said in the last episode, loans are pretty forgiving. You don't pay interest. Well, you might pay interest. I don't actually know that, but I don't think you pay interest. And if it is, it's not much. There's no time limit on paying it back, so. Oh, those seeds again. Nice. I don't have a front linkage, so I can't take the windrower as well. I'm going to have to make another trip. It's not very efficient, but, you know, it's the name of the game. The name of my style. Not very efficient. Yeah, that's the goal for this episode, is to get some animals. I did think about going for greenhouses, because they're a nice, easy way to make money, but the thought of having to do the water runs back and forth every month, I think if I'm going to do that, I'm going to get a bit of land that is right next to a body of water, or I could buy what's it called? It's not a windmill, is it? I know it's got a windmill on it, but it's got the water pump for 10 grand. And I'm pretty sure that's free water, so yeah, probably could have done that. And that would have been an easier one to get us off the ground, but then I wouldn't be able to do all this grass care stuff, so perfect. Right, so we'll get this tedded and probably windrowed, and then I'll come back and hopefully the contract will be done by then. We can move that tractor onto another field, and then we'll see about getting some animals. This cultivating contract is taking a little longer than I would have liked. But, it's fine. I'm sure we'll be able to get both done today. It's just, you know, I was hoping that there would be opportunities for more. I was also hoping that I would have a little bit of extra cash so that I didn't have to, well, I'm going to have to take out a loan either way. So, our options here. 30 grand for a forage wagon, which we can then just keep filling up the sheep as and when we need it. Or, it's the cheapest baler we can get. 12,000, not bad. Oh, that's a good argument for getting a baler instead. I don't know, apart from the 690 and the 100, I don't actually know what's different here. Oh, 13,000. It would be so much nicer to use the forage wagon, but yeah, for the sake of money, you know, it always comes down to money. It would have been a lot easier to use the forage wagon because you just fill it up and then empty it out whenever you need food, but now we've got a baler which we can use on other fields if needs be. But we can use the baler for other crops as well. It's just the same thing really, isn't it? It's just an extra step. Instead of just collecting up the grass and having it stored, we have to bale it and then collect it up. Although this probably means I'm going to need a flatbed of some sort to transport all the bales. We're also going to need to use the other tractor for the front loader, so might be worth swapping over for the next contract. We'll get the bales done, put the baler away, then hopefully this cultivating contract will be near enough done. If not, I can just finish it off, bring that tractor back with the cultivator, get this Challenger on the cultivator for the next cultivating contract, get that started, use the Fiat with the front loader to collect the bales. We might end up having to get a small flatbed, hopefully that's not too expensive, and then it'll be looking into loans for a sheep or goat pen. I think we're just going to go with, I don't want to go for the open pasture one because we have to then have a water tank and just keep filling it up with water. The other buildings have inbuilt water for them, so it just takes that extra step out, makes life a bit easier. So I'd rather pay a bit more and have that, but even that's going to cost, I can't remember what I was looking at, 30 or 50,000. So we're going to have to buy, we're going to have to take a loan out regardless. That's no problem. Be an extra 50 grand to our loan, taking us from 150 to 200, and we'll have a nice income of wool or milk eventually anyway. Yeah, let's get these bales sorted, and then we'll see how the cultivating is going. Okay, I looked at the contracts. Instead of bringing the cultivator all the way back to the farm, I only have to take it all the way back down to the southwest, I think it is. Southwest corner of the map. I'm just going to take the Challenger over to where... Excuse me. I'll take the Challenger... Look at him. He's brake checking me. I'm not the person who's going to slow down. If you stop in front of me, I'm going to ram you. Take the Challenger over to where the cultivator is. That one's nearly done, look. 98%. So we'll swap the cultivator over onto this tractor. Get this over to the second field. That. Get out of the way. Wonderful. We'll collect that contract as well while we're at it. Get this started on field number 2. Well, not field number 2, but the second field. It's right here, so makes sense to just... Oh, that's what I was going to do. Complete. Thank you very much. And then we'll drive that tractor back. I don't know if we're going to need to move the bales, but I'm going to get them out of the way just so that we can set the barn, whatever we're going to use. And then we can put the hay bales into position. Oh, another one of those killer curbs. It was this way, wasn't it? It's over there. In fact, that tree looked like it was going to be less formidable. I'm just going to see if I can cut across this. Never learn. I also needed to be on the road that is on the other side, so that was stupid. Yeah, well, that was a pointless little jaunt across a ditch, which could have ruined my tractor or got it stuck. Any brain cells? Anyone? Anyone see one? No. Okay, well, it does not bode well for the rest of the episode, but, I mean, what's new? I'm going to see what types of sheep are available, because if you've watched the Planet Zoo series, you'll know we have some hill redness sheep. Going to be hard to say no to some of those if they're in there. Goats, goat milk. I feel like milk might be more profitable than wool. I'm not saying that with chest because I have no idea. We've got a nice collection of stuff here now, haven't we? The grass will grow back fast in that little bit that we've cut away, so I think restocking the bales is not going to be an issue. Ooh. Before I move these, let's just see how much I'm going to need. $50,000. Let's quickly go into finance. Borrow another 50k. We're also going to need to think about buying the animals. So I'm going to buy them babies. So if there's a tax on or interest on the loan. Oh, loan interest. Yeah. Okay, so there it is, but I've done it now. My money. Yeah, I think... Is that nice and flat? Flatten it first, but I don't want to waste too much money. Okay, didn't realise I could do that. It cost a bit more. Thing is, I could get another barn in beside this, so I don't need to... I don't want it to be right up against the field as well. You cannot undo this. Lovely. Quaint little barn. About as straight a building, straight a area as I could have got. Let's have a look. What is available? Landrace of Bentham. Bentham? Steinschaft. Swiss Black Brown Mountain. Black Welsh Mountain. We'll go. I think it's going to be... They're all the same, aren't they, really? So it's going to just be preference. I'm just going to go with these because I like the look of them. Can I get 30? Looks like I might. Great. We filled our barn up. Oh, hello. Oh. Nothing. Oh, yeah, there are. Hello, baby. You look like my sheep over in Farming Sim. Nope. Planet Zoo, even. Oh. Oh. Good job, buddy. Cool. Okay, well. Cutesy stuff aside, we have now got some... How do I control this bloody thing? Nice. Perfect. And the cultivating is already a third of the way through, so... Okay, I need a rear weight for this. Is that being taken? Cannot tell if that's been taken or not. No. How do I put food in this thing then? That's definitely where the food goes in though, right? Maybe I need to put it in the trigger. Maybe that's what it is. I thought that was a collection point. It doesn't seem to be doing anything. That's definitely where the food goes. Let me figure this out and then I'll come back to you. Okay. Seems like these bales might be... Not the bales, the shed might be busted. Seems like other people are having the same problem with bales in this thing. It would have been easier to go with a forage wagon after all. Can I cut this? No? This is not ideal. How do I live without you? I don't know what I'm supposed to do then. Because I can't give them the grass. They're not going to take. They're just not going to take the bales. I can't cut. Getting ever so slightly frustrated. Couldn't. Obviously, the barn for some reason doesn't accept bales, which, you know, I thought this game has been out long enough that they would have sorted that out now. But okay. Also, couldn't cut the bales for some reason. So the only option I've got really is to try and sell the bales and just buy some grass. Which is not what I would have liked to do, but it's what it is. Let's have a look and see if we can find a place where we can buy some grass. Oh well, I wish I'd known this beforehand. Been a bit of a failure of an episode. Okay, well, I've just made a decision. It's not a good one. Because I don't know where I can buy hay. Maybe at the farmer's, the animal dealer. So, I'm going to do what any sane person would do in this situation. Throw more money at it. Yes. I'm going to buy field 16. I'm also going to buy a forage wagon. I'm going to... Has this got a hitch on the back? You can usually stack up trailers, right? See if I can stick the forage wagon on the back of this trailer. Means reversing it into it, but... You know, a little bit of practice. I'm going to mow this grass. So a bit more grass care. More grass care than I was expecting to do this episode, but it is what it is. I'm probably going to cut this all so it's less painful to watch, because playing it has been quite irritating today. It'll be worth it once we get the sheep up and running. Aha! If in doubt, force it. That's not good advice. Don't do that. If in doubt, find a way. Oh, I'm doing everything wrong right now. This has been an awful episode. What we do have, though, is contract complete. Is there anything else I can put? Oh, yes. At least one thing's working in my favour today. This Challenger has been my saving grace for this episode. Just being able to do two things at once. Have some money coming in while I'm taking out obscene loans. Maybe that'll be the goal for the series. Paying the loan back. This is what happens, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, when you take loans. You might have a plan, and it might be a good plan. But in the end, you screw yourself. It's obviously not the case for everyone, but that's the experience, that's the learning lesson from this episode. Anyway, we'll get some of this done, and then once I know that the barn takes this grass from the forage wagon, I will be happy, and well, then I can figure out if I'm gonna keep this land and build it up and develop it, or I don't know, maybe just sell it, get some of the money back. Anyway, yeah, I'll bring you back once we have made any sort of progress today. Well, at least it's not a total bust. We managed to feed the sheep eventually. Hopefully I'll be able to, well, there's a lot more hay here than I think we're going to be able to fit in this forage wagon. Which is not a problem, and we can just fill it up and then we'll probably hang on to the field this month. Means we're going to have to pay a little more in the loan interest and I don't know, is there a property tax, land tax? Probably going to have to pay as well. I don't know if it's a smart decision or not, but I don't know if we're going to use this land, because I could probably relocate the yard here. I mean, I wouldn't want to demolish the buildings and move them over here, but there's no problem having them. There's like a little, not an outpost, but you know, a bit closer to the farm. The other option I'm going to have is I could sell this bit of land and buy some arable land. Something to think about. I'll probably figure all that out in the next episode. I don't really want to add on to this already shambolic day too much. We'll come at it next week with a fresh mind, a positive outlook, and hopefully have a better day than we did today. Okay, well, bit of a shocker of an episode, but we've ended up where we wanted to be. A bit more money in the hole than I would have liked, but, you know, as we like to say on this channel, we live and we learn. Well, we should be learning anyway. We're not going to know if we are until we try it again, which, in all honesty, could happen. We could end up doing exactly the same. We'll finish this off ourselves. Yeah, we'll get this done. Shouldn't take too long. And then we'll wrap up for the day, I think. Well, we'll turn that contract in, and I'm not going to do any more today, but a couple of things there that could have been done. Well, it has been an episode. We did end up with a barn and some sheep, so it's not a complete loss. But, you know, it would have been nice to not have a massive loan. I got the 150 in the last episode, didn't I? Yeah. So we've added 200k to our loan. We're just going to have to work on paying that back. But at least we've got something that will eventually start producing a decent amount of income. We've also got a field over there that we can do something with. We can either sell it and buy another land, or we can build a yard on it, which is another option, or we can use it for more animals. So on the bright side, we have lots of possibilities for the future. So yeah, that's going to be the next episode though. Thank you for sticking with me through this episode. Next episode, we will try and do better. We'll just have to see how it goes, I think. We live and we learn. Thank you for watching. If you like the video, hit that like button, subscribe, all that good stuff, all that YouTube stuff. And I'll see you in the next one. Oh no. Oh no.